Welcome to the Money Show Traders Expo here at Las Vegas at the Ballet Paris Resort. I'm your host Mark Leibovit from vrtrader.com, and great place to be, folks. If you haven't stopped by, please do so. We're live now on Facebook. The exhibits are running all day today and tomorrow, Saturday. We have great presentations and speakers here, great interviews here, of course, but it's free too, so there's no reason why you shouldn't stop by if you're in the Las Vegas area and come in and see the Traders Expo. Meanwhile, I've been privileged to meet a lot of very interesting people this afternoon hosting these interviews, and my next very special guest is Mark Sebastian. Mark Sebastian is he's a former CBOE options trader.
Yep.
And tell us a little bit about your company and option trading. And we both have a very similar background because I used to be a market maker years ago myself.
Well, you know this. So when I was a floor trader, so my first job as a trader was not trading. Nobody's is, right? My first job as a trader was being a runner. Right, I had a 4-year college degree that my parents just spent umpteen hundreds of thousands of dollars on.
But you got a job, though.
But I got a job. But they're like, we just spent so much money, and you're telling us your job is to get lunch. And I was like, yeah, but if I screw up lunch, they're going to be really, really, really mad. So. Anyway, so after market hours, when I was basically clerking, there would be an hour and a half to 2 hours of classroom work and mock trading, things like that, where the guys who were already really successful would work with the guys that were coming up and teach them how to trade.
Okay.
And so then when I became a full-on market maker, I did the same thing. I started working upstairs, working with the new traders. And then when I finally left the floor, still trading, I said to myself, well, there's not really that type of approach, I think, to the retail public. Nobody's out really teaching the retail traders how do market makers think,
right? And
what is the edge that they really have? Now everybody knows the edge, the bid-ask spreads, their edge, but also their really strong understanding of volatility movement and where volatility is.
Plus, right? Margin requirements are completely different.
Margin requirements are different. There's a lot.
Yeah.
But the one thing that the retail public has that market makers never had is the power to initiate a trade.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the most overlooked power in the retail public. So many people just lightly take the fact that they can push a button and somebody has to take the other side of their trade. And that is the most powerful weapon they have. So what we've spent a lot of time in developing is programs to really teach people how to use that power to initiate the trade.
Okay.
Based on the stuff that market makers know, volatility, how options are flowing, all the stuff that market makers see, and then implementing that power to initiate to do the best trades that are available. What I call conditional trading.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What stocks did you trade when you were down on the floor?
When I was down on the floor, I was in a few pits. So I was in the Best Buy pit, so we traded like Best Buy, Sepacor, Elon, which was a crazy one. This Elon, I went in one day and I was looking at my position. You'll like this, and I said, I got all these puts that are short. I should just cover them. They're only 5 cents. I did. Next day it dropped $17. Saved myself $250,000.
I can tell you a story about a very similar experience that I had. We're talking to Mark Sebastian from optionpit.com, and we'll be back right after the break.